Hey guys, so I've played a little bit about Orcs Must Die. Yeah, I've played a little bit of Orcs Must Die. Also, if I sound different, I, for the first time, opened up the instructions on my microphone and realized that I'm apparently supposed to be talking with it right in front of my face. So we're gonna try that. So yeah, I've played a little bit of Orcs Must Die, and I've collected quite a few of the trophies. Obviously, I'm not done, but I've collected quite a few. So I figured, why not give some advice of what I do personally for any who may be trying out this game or whatnot, and you're just like, holy cow, this is a little overwhelming with maps and such. Also, if I remember where any of the, I think it's like the, I don't remember the name of the skin, but there's like a skin you find the morning skins. If I remember where any of those are, or any of the trophies, I'll say that too. So, 2 reasons to watch this video, I guess. If you want to see how I set up my barricades, and I'll let you know where any trophies are. And then, for the first time in a long time, I'll actually do chapters on this video, so you can see which map and all that. Okay, so on this map, and for all the maps, I'm not going to really go very hard. I'm not going to use any elixirs. I'm not going to do any of that. You want to know which elixir I recommend, or which one I always use for every run, is I use the extra thread elixir, where you get 4 options instead of 3. It just helps when you're trying to get certain cards quick, like double wide or something. So, okay. So first off, for the trophy, it's either this one or the interior one, where it's just the library. We'll do both. I believe that they could both be on this map, but one might be on the interior. It'll be on top of one of these. It'll be inside one of these, and I believe it's on this edge. On this side over here, not that side. I believe it's on this side. Now, for the other trophy, it's up here. The other trophy will be up on this table right here. And I believe it's the Hell Bat, or the... No, not the Hell Bat. I think it's the Healing Bat, I think. Oh, wait, there is actually one more statue, actually. If I remember right, it'll be right here in front of this little statue. Okay, so for the barricades,
They're not getting past this.
I'm going to try and have like 6 left over too, by the way. So this is what I would also do in an endurance run or 10 school run, okay? This one's a very simple. This one, a friend showed it to me, and I think it's best in my opinion.
A barricade will keep
Okay, you're essentially done here, okay? That's essentially it. That's all you need. Now, what I like to personally do is do that. I like to put a blue one here, boost the 2 traps right here, get that going. Blue ones, strategically use them to boost your traps, and that's essentially all you honestly need for this one. Now, if you got more to use, then start on this corner, and I like to make them kind of hug the wall right here. Oops. You just kind of make them hug that wall, make it a little bit more of a death tunnel right here. That way you kind of got 2, like you got a wider death tunnel, then you got the more narrow death tunnel right here. And yeah, that's what I do for this one. Okay, then just to illustrate, if I had like double wide or like a bunch of barriers to work with or something, I would then block off there, block off here, and then start some kind of little death tunnel corner going on right here. There's no ceiling. There can be right here, but you know, I'll just put briar patches right here. Briars are really easy, okay? You don't need Kalos. The calling stone obviously helps, but it's not necessary. If you really want to get good with briars, just put it in their walking path and it'll grow. Like, it sounds like a no-brainer, but I've had to explain that to enough people that I'm gonna say it here. Okay, So yeah, that's Patio Gardens. I think that's the name of this map, right? Let me double check. Is there even a way to know? Yeah, this is the Patio Gardens. And yeah, sorry, I don't know of any tutorials or anything that shows all the statues. So I'm solely going off of memory from having grabbed them. Me and my brother kind of found them all. So I'm solely going off of memory. We walked over maps a few dozen times and found them. That's where all this is coming from. And I could be wrong. Maybe they're not there. I don't remember anything being near this statue, but for some reason I feel like I need to mention this statue. Oh, and chest locations. One, it could be here. It could be over there. I've once had it out there, but after an update, I've never seen it out there. So I'm going to say it can't be out there anymore. I've seen it out here. I've seen it up here, which is where it is today. Oh, and if you have a Vaughn on your team, they handle every rift anything. If a rift orb is dropped, they pick it up. Like, they're the ones in charge of that because they get double. So if you open the chest and it's rift points, instead of getting 3, you get 6, stuff like that. I've seen it here, but that might be on only the internal gardens. The place I feel like I most commonly see it is up here in this little classroom looking spot. And then this might be for the internal library, but I've seen it up here. I've seen it down here. And I've seen it over here in that corner. And I've seen it over in this corner. Okay, now we can go to the next map. Okay, so I went through all the maps, just spamming Y, or spamming to reroll.
The orcs don't stand a chance.
And I typed down all the ones where I feel like I could remember enough to actually do it in the video. I'm gonna go in order for the sake of well, doing the chapters, because I don't normally do chapters on my videos, and these ones are very, very specific chapters. So maps like Unrestricted Section, Resort Canal, I don't remember any of those. Fracture Steps, I don't remember there being anything on any of those. I'm sure there could be. I could be 100% wrong, but I don't remember them off the top of my head. So I'm skipping those ones. So this is Back Alley Sewers. And yeah, we'll get right into it. This one, I actually really like this one. It's one of my favorite kill halls. I don't know why, it just is. I'm not running any of these maps, by the way. Yeah, so chest could be there. It could be across. I feel like that's about all I ever see them at. I think I've seen it over here once. But they're usually pretty standard. Okay, the trophy, I don't remember. It's either on this beam right here or down over on top of this beam, but it will be on one of those two beams. I think it's this one, actually. I don't fully remember. Okay. So, for barricades, now obviously if you're doing a 10 skull run, you might have to just bite the bullet and use the trap barricades. You might just have to. But we're gonna see if I can do this and still have some left over. Why is my phone going off? Sorry, give me 1 second. Just gotta make sure it's not like the security camera or anything. Nope, just Xbox. Okay.
A barricade will keep them out.
Okay, so that would be all you have in a 10 skull run. So buy 2, finish that. That'll force them to walk over through here, no matter where they come from. And you can line this ceiling with gold, whatever your traps are. I recommend gold, briars, yada, yada, yada. And yeah, you can fill this area completely. In fact, I honestly don't know what to do with these extras. I think I normally just try to get them to hug this wall a little tighter. I'll just go like this.
Keep them out.
I think that's what I would do. And then if I have double wide, I do the same thing over here to keep them hugging this wall. And then I just start walking them around the point. Doing little spiral mazes around the point, you get very, very used to. That would force them to follow some kind of pattern like that before they could get to the rift. Because then I would line this area with the ice ballisti and or ballista, whatever, and let it go nuts. Let the archers shoot at them, yada, yada, yada. That's it for this map. Also, I think it's called Brunch Square. I don't think there's anything there, or at least not as of right now, so I'm not gonna worry about it. Okay. The back alleys. This was, I think, the last one we ever found. We had climbed all the way up to the top of the bell tower. We have climbed all over this map. We ran over it so many times. It's such a large map, we figured there'd be 2 here. It wasn't. So first things first, trophy. It'll be up here. I believe it's an orc archer, one of the archers. It'll be right here. So yeah, that's where the trophy's going to be. Super annoying, ran all over this map dozens of times, and I think that was the last one we collected that was actually in a map. So, yeah, very annoying. Okay, chest. It could be here. It could be, honestly, I think I've had it here before. It could be down there. It could be down over here. It could be down in that little space in between. It can be directly underneath right here. It can be in that corner, or it could be over up against this wall. I've had it out here before. I think it was like over here. Very, very annoying. It can be down here in all the same spots as the last map. I just got text. And I think, no wait, there are a couple more spots. I think once we had it down there and once over here, but it's been so long, I don't think that it spawns there anymore. In this little alley, this little random tight spot back here, had it there, had it over in this corner. Sorry, this corner. And I think I've once had it in here. So those are the spots where I would look initially for the chest, and then I would just randomly wander. It can be over there, but I feel like that depends on where the rift is. I'll just show where I've seen it over here too. So yeah, I've seen it like up in these little back, back alleys, obviously the name, and like back here before. I think I've seen it there, like it spawns randomly. And I feel like there's probably like a guide out there with much more detail than me, but I'm just giving just my advice from never seeing any tutorials or anything, just literally just figuring it out. Yeah. Okay, this map. I honestly don't know how I would do this one on a 10 score run. I think I would re-roll it until I get one of the other ones, personally. Yeah, if I was in endurance here, I think I'd re-roll it and hopefully just not get this one. But those are the vitals. You need to have those. Oh no, wait, one more. And this one. Those are your vital must-haves. So if you're on a 10 school and you only have 16 barricades, you're out of luck right here. So you throw on, one of those. Right? But we don't need to do that. Okay. And then I would expand maybe like this side or something. Honestly, sometimes I just do this. Just make them all come this way and throw down some briar. Let it grow like crazy, especially since they brought back the Life Finds a Way card. It's freaking nice. You could block this off, force them all to come through here and just let this briar go nuts. And with Life Finds a Way and Poison Flowers, especially if you got the wall flowers, you're gonna dominate that real quick. Okay, now we're going to do it as if it's here. Obviously it's not there, it's up there, but we're gonna build as if it is down here. So the vitals to me are downstairs.
This barricade will keep them out.
And this staircase here. Honestly, this would kind of be a nightmare for me. So when I do have to do this endurance run, I'm going to probably cry a little bit. Okay. Because this is where I would start having to spend
It won't get through
gold.
here.
So that's all you can do as far as the 10 school run. However, if it's not, and you have all 22 barricades. Or maybe it's only for endurances, but whatever. I start trying to force them this way, and then I'll start, you know, if I have double wide or something. Oops, don't really need that one. Then I'll start just keeping them up against the wall. I like to keep a very narrow kill haul when I do stuff. And then if I have like double wide, then I'll start doing like this and just start pushing them towards these stairs, make them loop up and around and all the way around. Just make as big of a maze as you possibly can, right? Okay. If it is down here, same concept as if it's just the back alley sewers. We're going to go like that. I think the only difference is you have to kind of barricade off this side, which is not a thing normally. Honestly, if I had to get one, it'd probably be this guy. So that's where you would run out on an endurance run. So you do 3 of those. Maybe put these 3 somewhere else so they could boost a trap or something. Or you could leave them there and use the, you know, use a prism trap.
Floor traps. Key to any
and let it
strategy.
kill any flyers that come through. But on a normal run, we would do that. And then it would be the same concept of filtering them over this way. I would do the same thing of like trying to line up right here.
Let's keep the orcs out of here.
And just keep them up tight against this pillar so that when they run into more death. All this death, that death. Okay, I think that's it for this map. Next map.
Let's do this, team.
Okay, dry docks. Another headache. Gotta love the amount of headaches in this game, right? Okay, to start with, trophies, and I think there is a skin here. The skin, if I remember right, is going to be on top of one of these platforms here. Could be any of them.
Gotta reload.
So I'll kind of show how to get to them, I guess. But we're going to start with trophies. Trophy, this one ticked me off because I ran by it so many times. It'll be here. It'll be right here. It's not on this level, it's on this level. But I run through these maps just shooting with Vaughn because he has like a little bit of splash damage with objects. So like if you shoot one thing, you destroy everything in the area. So he's very good for like looking for stuff. And I ran by this trophy so many times. And then one time I ran by it, my brother was following and he was like, oh, hey, it's right here. Grabbed it. But yeah, ticks me off. For some reason, I feel like I remember one being right here, but I don't think it actually is. To get up onto these giant not giant platforms, but these platforms up here. Also, oh, wait. I think I remember another one. Whenever you're looking for these, just do your basic looks, by the way. So like, obviously there's like the little dock over here. Check right here. I don't think there's one here. If I remember right, it was like between the posts on one of these back spots right here. So check underneath all these canopies along the waterfront. 'Cause I feel like I remember one right there. I could be wrong, but I feel like I do. I don't remember anything up here. Yeah, so to get up there, just double jump. If you really need to get to places, get Kalos. Kalos is the most versatile hero. Like, he's a freaking boss. You can go vertical, horizontal, it doesn't matter. He's got it. He's got it covered. Get up there is actually insanely easy, especially now that a lot of characters have double jump, especially because you can just double jump up right there. But let's say you don't do that because whatever. You can easily just come back over here. Double jump up right here. This is how I used to get up. Oh my word, I just messed it up. Oh my word, I swear this is how I used to get up there. With Kalos. Actually, with Kalos, I think Kalos can jump higher than double jumpers. Yeah, I made it work anyways. Okay. Yeah, I thought there would for sure be a trophy up here. I never found one. And like I said, I've got all the in-level ones. Now I just have challenge ones left to do. So that'll get you. Oh my word. that's the easier way up right there. You don't have Kalos, take the easy way. Yeah, I remember being like right up here. Kind of the same concept if you're trying to get up here. Over here, oh, I remember this one being a little trickier. I don't fully remember. Yeah, check under like this kind of P2. I don't fully remember how I got up there, but let's see if I can hurry and figure it out. I think it's just a good jump. Yeah, it is. Just do a good jump. Do a well-timed jump and you're up. So yeah, just check up all here for morning skins or whatnot. But
1 sec, I'm out.
the only trophy I fully remember is that one that was up there. Okay. Of all the dry dock maps, I actually consider this positioning to be the easiest one.
Barricades, the most useful tool in our arsenal.
Okay, this is where you would run out with a endurance run, or maybe just a 10 skull in general, but for sure an endurance run. So you'd be buying these last two. Once again, you can use them to boost traps or whatnot. And then without it, I like to do this.
The orcs will follow my commands.
Just kind of force them all into a briar right here. And that briar is going to cover everything by the end of the level. I'm also going to assume these are not here. So, yep, that'll force them there. That'll force them up onto here. Give you plenty of chances to hit them with plenty of things to kill them. And yeah. And then if I have double wide, I just run a line of them down here to here, and then I cut across here, and I just make them run around this pillar here. And then if I can, I make them run over to here and stuff. And then a little bit along here before they can get to the rift. Okay, now we're going to act like it's over here on this one. This is actually the first one. I think I remember this being the only one for a little bit at dry docks, and it was probably the most nerve-wracking of them. So you go like this. You can't do it up here because they will slip through the crack right here. It's really dumb, but they will. So do it down there. And come over here and do the same over here. This one's gonna feel redundant, but trust me, it's needed. Then do one right here. Once again, do it in a little bit of a diagonal because they can run this stupid little corner right here. So if you try to like just build up to straight across to the corner, I don't know. I've had them do it. It's super annoying because I've just gone straight across before. And I didn't place that because I was like, oh, that's not needed. So just do a diagonal. Doesn't cost you any more. Just do it. And yeah, if you don't do that one over there, you're going to end up having to do it over here. So I just do it over there personally. Now let's see. We technically got 3 more until on a 10 scroll we would be cut off. And I would say put them here.
They'll go where I
This will
say.
force them over to here. And this is going to be your main kill tunnel. I would actually say buy these 3. Buy those 3. Use a blue barricade, because it kind of completes your kill tunnel right here. And you can put your gold, everything, you know, put stuff along the edges, put turrets up there. Oh, and then put turrets up there for sure. And yeah, then I put solar prisms on the ramps to catch any flyers. And yeah.
All right, orcs.
If I have
Now.
double wide, I'm gonna pick these up. So these would still be there. But if I had like double wide or something, we call this the zigzag location, and this is why. You can force them into a zigzag if they're coming from that side. You do that there, that'll take 2. This will take 3. And it looks like it's not going to work, but it does. And then you put the 2 more right here.
Let's keep the orcs
Once
out.
again, if you gotta use blue, use blue. If your kill tunnel's good, this isn't required, but if you're doing a 10 skull, then I would definitely push for this to happen. And yeah, this just forces them to run in a zigzag, which is why we called it the zigzag location. Okay, this one I have a love-hate relationship with. We're going to say that it's over here.
Reloading.
This one, the solar prism was made possible. Before there was no turret space, and this was a nightmare to deal with. Honestly, it sucked so bad. So, your must-haves, you need to block off these sides.
They won't get through here. They're too stupid.
And I block off this tunnel. I've seen some people, when I say some people, people I've played with, because I've never really researched this game to see if other people know better ways to do stuff. I think when I was trying to find the last trophy, which was at the patio library, the one on the table, I think I ended up searching, like, where are these super locations I want to be done? And I never found one, so I don't know. This sometimes will not work. I will say that right now. Sometimes for whatever reason, they can just walk over it. If that's the case, do this.
They're going where we want. I'm out of Kate's.
Okay. Do that and I'll fix it. It's a pain. It costs more, but sometimes it's required. So, oopsie.
So lead them to where I want.
Okay, and obviously you'll need to use 2 blue because we are at 4 now, and 6 is where it is on a 10 schooler. Okay. So, if I have double wide and if I can, I turn this into a zigzag. You'll see me do this on a lot of kill tunnels. I'm just going to use blues to illustrate. This whole thing becomes a kill tunnel if I don't have double wide, but if I do have double wide,
They're not getting
then
past
this becomes a zigzag kill tunnel. Now, obviously, I'm going to need some blues because double wides are 2, and these are 3. So, yep. Comes a little zigzag kill tunnel. It gets a little weird putting up your gold, but it works. Obviously, your briar would go here, and it will grow to cover the entire everything. And sometimes I put one on this ramp or down here just to have one growing down there, especially with life finds a way. If you're not using Kalos and you don't have that overshield, it's very nice to have constant passive healing incoming. So, yep, that's that. Oh yeah, then also a double wide, I'll like go out this way, force them to walk through and under this arch, and then just keep going, making a spiral going around the point. And I think that's it for this map. Yeah, that's it for this map. Next map.
Let's make them regret this.
Honestly, I don't think I would do this without another person. So the only reason I actually put this map on the list is because I do remember where something is. I think it's the morning skin for Gabriella. I don't remember, but anyways, oh wait, this may not always be here, so I'm gonna act like it's not. Jump up onto the fountain. And it's over here. I don't remember there being a trophy. I remember spending a significant amount of time looking for a trophy, but I don't believe there is one here. Okay. Barricades. Frick. So there is a must-have up here, in my opinion. That is create your kill hall. Do a diagonal here.
Let's keep the orcs out of here.
Takes 4. Then if you can, I would do those 3 to do a little pinch right here, but we're going to assume we won't have enough until I've actually done down here and I know how many I'm actually working with. There is another must-have over there, but we're going to assume you might not have it.
All right, orcs.
So that's got to be blocked, and this one's got to be blocked. Now force them into this kill tunnel over here. And we got 10 left, so we got 4 more to use before we would run out on an endurance run. I would personally, man, I hope putting my bike this way isn't like absolutely just destroying my audio. I would put it right here, and technically now you're out, but since we're not, then I would go
where I tell you now.
there. And then down here I would extend this kill tunnel a little bit more because it's just not very substantial as is. I would go diagonal right there and right here. Try to make this a little more. If I have double wide, I'll turn this into its own little zigzag and have them walking over acid or whatever as much as I can. Or I would block off right here.
The orcs will follow my commands.
And then maybe like right here. Somehow. And then maybe right here.
I need more
And
coins
just
first.
and just force them to walk all the way up underneath those, which could be more death traps, and over across this bridge. If I wasn't worried about this side, because I got that kill tunnel to be substantially just good. And, you know, I got all the way to the end and I was like, okay, they're dying here. The Briar's doing great. I'm not worried. Then, yeah. And it's a whatever. I would then go over here. And I've blocked off the Sentinel before so I could use them. Not necessarily needed. A need, in my opinion, is I would go right here and force them under this for your last ditch effort to make sure they die. I would do that. That's if you got double wide and a bunch to work with, which we'll just assume you probably don't. Chest locations. I have avoided this map, so I honestly don't fully remember them all. If memory serves, it can be here. Don't think I've ever seen it over there, even though that seems like a perfect place for it. I've seen it right here, tucked up right here. Super annoying. And those domes are awesome. I've seen it up here on this little water patch. I've seen it over here underneath this little overhang. I've seen it, I think, right here. I've seen it under here on that corner. However, the most common spot I've seen it is right where it is, which is right between these two trees. Money. So yeah, and this spot works really well because you can place ice turrets on this archway, and then obviously your solar prisms, so you can catch most flyers. I actually tend to spend most of my time up here making sure that this little kill tunnel is operating correctly, rather than down there, because that one I'm a little more confident in than this one up here. So yeah, and I'll place ice turrets on the side that they're not hugging. So obviously gold going down here, ice turrets going along here, and then solar prisms right here to try and catch any flyers that just go straight up the steps. And yeah, that's it for this map.
I've got this.
Okay, this is another nightmare one. I don't know if I would do it without another person, but we're going to see what we can do. First off, the trophy. It's up here and behind this little eagle, griffin, whatever the freak, he'll be right here. That's where it is. There. Ah. Okay. Must-haves, at least for round one. Depending on if there's corruption here or not, I feel like there often is. I would personally put it
The orcs will
more
follow my
forward,
commands.
so you can do 2 layers of solar prisms right there. Up to you. So they're all going to come through here now. Gives you a chance to do a lot of stuff. You could try and like make it a little more narrow with a blue one to make a really good briar patch that's going to just grow like crazy. And then, you know, layer your acid down here.
Key to any good strategy.
Yeah, you could do something like that. But we're going to assume you don't got that much to work with. Also, chest locations. I should do that first. I've seen it here. I've seen it here. I've seen it over here. I think once I've seen it in this area. Yep. Commonly, I see it right there. And then I've seen it over here in this little tunnel. I've never seen it on the other side. I have seen it on this side. And then I have seen it up here. I mean, there's not many places to search, right? So it's just walk the map and you'll find it. When I do find it up here, it's usually like right here. So, okay. So this is where I think it's going to be the most tricky. This build is honestly made for double wide, but whatever.
Let's keep the
You can
orcs
make
happy.
it work. You have to. Also, I don't think there are chests and endurance runs, so have fun with that. Oh, wait. So you would have ran out right here. So what you could do is... Man, I'm not even sure. Let's see. What could you do? You might just be dead. What I'm thinking is you could try and mitigate it. Like maybe try and use this more.
They're not getting past this.
I don't see how that would connect. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. When it comes to the endurance run, I'm not sure what I'm going to do, to be honest with you. What to do on a normal, where you have all your stuff and you have people who are willing to buy blue. You know, or like what I would do if I were to run it right now. I'm not going to. I think it's like some stupid trap tax map. I don't know. I'm not looking at the punishment stuff on this one. There it is. A wall trap tax. That's
So
not
we
bad. I
can
only
wear
used
on
one, but anyways, yeah. So I'll finish this off. Oops. I don't know. Maybe just fight your heart out until you get enough money to buy these and make this plan work. And if I have double wide, I'll just push these out to here.
This barricade will keep them
And
out.
then I'll run some like along here. Now starting at this corner, I'll run it out so that they have to walk out and past it. Then hook around to come in. Man, yeah. I don't have a plan for this map. I think until I'm actually forced to do it, I don't really have an idea of what I would actually do. That's going to be a very interesting endurance run, and I'm probably just going to get somebody else to run it with me. Because I don't know what I would do here. This is a mystery to me. Okay, so we're gonna act like this is both the castle courtyards and the courtyards. So for castle courtyard, it's going to be up here. Easiest if you jump from that side. It'll be up here. This might actually be where the healing bat was. That'll be where that trophy is. Now for the it could either be on castle courtyards. I believe it's on courtyards, but it could be castle courtyards. It's going to be up here. This one my brother found and it was a pain. I could not find it. It's somewhere on one of these levels. I don't exactly remember which one, but it's going to be up here somewhere. And I believe it's in the courtyard map, not the castle courtyard. But whatever. This is the courtyards map. Your chest is going to be either down there or somewhere over here or like up there. This is a solid walkway on courtyards with a big old death tunnel right there, which will come into play later, obviously. Castle courtyards, it could be in any of those locations except for obviously the non-existent platform, or it could be over in this little, I don't know what this is supposed to be. Freaking prayer room. I don't know. It could be over there. It could be up on here, this little platform, or it could be right over in this side tunnel over here, or not side tunnel, but this little kitchen area over here before. Had it in here, and I've had it up here. I haven't seen it yet, so I don't know. We'll see. Okay, defending this map. Block off that top of the stair, which a lot of people that I've played with use this as their death tunnel. I completely disagree, and for a higher school run, I think that's not going to work good in your favor.
They'll go where I say.
Block off those three. Block off right here. Now, you're essentially out now. However, this is what I would recommend doing. Use a blue one. Build there, and then build a blue. Now, since we don't need to, we're not going to, but that's my recommendation. I would turn this side over here into your kill tunnel. Right here. This is a nice little spot for it. You can get a good amount of traps. Then I would recommend doing this corner. And yeah, you can turn this into your little kill tunnel. I always put my briar, I go to the corner, and then I go one more out. Put the briar there, layer this with gold. And then I start the acid traps here.
Floor traps, key to any good
And
strategy.
then you got your wall traps. So that's how I would defend this. Yeah, that's it. Oh yeah, I've also seen the chest over here. But it's still not there. I'm not even 100% sure where it is. I'm not going to worry about it though. Look around. Like, if you desperately need the chest, look around for the chest, okay? Yeah, I've seen it in that corner. I think once I had it over here, but it's not there. Whatever. Like I said, I'm not going to worry about it. Oh yeah, for castle courtyards, it can also be up here, the chest. Yeah, so this is going to have a ceiling. This is going to be your death trap on castle courtyards. So it's a very quick and simple block off here, because they're going to be able to walk up there. There will be stairs here. I feel like I maybe should go to this map, but I'm not going to. They can walk up to there. Over here gets a little tricky. Your rift is going to be where the fountain is. But this will work. Oop. Okay, so this is going to be your build for castle courtyards, which would make a lot more sense if you were there. Now, so this is going to have a roof. This is going to be your main kill tunnel. I would put the two here, and then your briar to focus them into your briar, and that's where you would run out. But we aren't doing that, so we can go two here and two here, and then make them zigzag through here, get hit by the spitters, you know, gold dropping on their head. Wherever there is open ceiling where your barricades are, put a nice turret, slows them down, you know. And then if I have double wide, I'll start running a little path along here.
They won't get through here.
And I usually do this. Oops. That's too much, I think. I think right here is the sweet spot. Yeah. Oddly enough, they can get through here. So if you barricade right here and keep going, I mean, you just saw that troll run through. Like, it looks like they can't, but they can. I guess this works too if there is a balloon, a gnome, whatever, right here. Sometimes they're here and it makes for a good little tunnel top. I guess you could try and play something like that, but this is what I would do for just the normal courtyard map. So, yeah, and then you can just chill up here. Chill up here, watch them run it. You know, this helps you avoid assassins, poison, whatever. Yeah. Next map.
Let's make them regret this.
Oddly enough, I think this map caused the most debate and argument out of it with the people I played this with, more than any other map in the game. Fish markets, okay. There is a skin up here. I believe it's max skin, if I remember right. It'll be up there on that platform. The trophy, if memory serves, it will be like right up here on this little lip right here. Chest, I don't fully remember at this point. Just look, like it could be here. I think I've had it up there before. I feel like I usually find it down on the dock more often than not. I think I've seen it back here once. I've seen it under here a few times, but not since the last update. I've seen it up here before. I don't, oh yeah, there is a boat right here. I've seen it in this boat. That one. And I've seen it up here. This little plaza, whatever, shopping, whatever, whatever you want to call it. That's where I've seen it. I've seen it down here on this boat. I've seen it through here, underneath, down here, like right there. I've seen it in this boat. And I feel like I'm just wrong because I keep not finding the chest, but I don't, honestly. I'm not that worried about it. Literally look, just go look. I have said this every map so far. Just look for yourself. You'll find it. Okay? It could also be in here. I've seen it in here, I've seen it on the front of here, and I've seen it down right here. And I still haven't found it, so I don't know. I'd have to go hunting for it. But we're not gonna worry about that. The only thing the group ever fully agreed on is blocking this right here.
They'll go where I say.
That is the beginning and end of the consensus on how to run this map. Then we do also usually agree on doing this right here. Now this is where similarities end. Okay. My opinion, because we have a lot of friends who say, okay, now you block off here.
Go where I tell
And
you
this
now.
is your kill tunnel. And then you do diagonal on these stairs right here. So that no matter where they come from, they have to go underneath this platform right here. That's what some of the people I played with say. I 100% disagree. I say block off right here.
I'll make them go where I want them.
Okay? Which, by the way, either way, you're already out. So you run out right there. So you're gonna have to buy 3. Now, if I have double wide, oh yeah, I've also seen the chest over here, but it's not here right now. Whatever. If I have double wide, I block off right here.
A barricade will keep them out.
Okay. Now I really want to find the chest just because. I think I've seen it up here before. I've seen it over here before on this. Okay, so I'll block off right there to force all of them under this tunnel right here. If I have double wide, I will then do this. I will do a diagonal to here. And I will run this all the way down.
Gotta find more room
And it,
for
when I have double wide, I can usually run it to about here. That'll force that door over there to run all the way down and then loop around and go down this death tunnel. Then this becomes my primary death tunnel. And then this is my they need to die now death tunnel. And then I'll start to build barricades around the base of the platform here and make them run all the way around and even over into here and even around this part right here just to be petty. Okay, I've done it. Works fine. And that's it for this map. Next map.
orcs don't stand a chance.
Okay, there's a reason this is the first endurance run, and honestly, this is the easiest map. So, I'll go through it just like I have with everything else, but like, you really shouldn't be struggling with this one. This one's easy. Skin, I believe, is there. I don't remember if there is a trophy chest. Yeah, there. The chest could also be up here. I don't think I've seen it right here, but I've seen it right there. I've also seen the chest over there behind that pillar and over behind this pillar. And then out behind these ones out here.
1 sec, I'm out.
I don't remember there being a trophy. Just check all these. It's not, if there is one, it's not in some crazy, you need to be careful place to reach or else I'd actually remember it. Also, if you ever want to get the achievement done, I think it's an Xbox achievement, but the achievement done where you win a map without using any barricades, this is the one to do it, because this is a very easy kill tunnel, right? It's obvious, very obvious. But
They're not getting past
for my
this.
10 score run, I did my basic setup here. Okay, you want that first row there. Okay, and you run out right here, basically. And then I just placed, like, I think one here. That's just where I would go next. I've also turned all this into a zigzag, a giant freaking zigzag when I've had double wide. But I don't got it right now, so.
Barricade will keep them out.
Oh wait, no, sorry. So this actually wouldn't be finished then. Or I probably didn't care because I was like, they're not gonna get by here. But what you do need to have is the 3 here. Okay. And then you can start doing this. That's gonna force them to walk around. Was that a rift? Because if there's money, it's easier to just be able to hurry and show. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So if I have double wide, I'll sometimes make a zigzag out there just to start messing with it. What I do for sure do though is I'll start doing that, and then I'll do like a little zigzag going on here. Just really make them work for it, right? Make them earn every single step. And then yeah, start your goal down here. Okay, over those doors. Do them right here also. Your briar, I start it right here. And then I start my acid. These little side spots I fill with flowers, right? And then obviously gold here. You can put a gold over here too. And then anywhere there's a barricade is an ice turret. Yeah, layer it like that. And then obviously you got your spitter walls. Right, and then you can throw up some prisms along here. If you want to like shape your briar more, which is definitely a thing you can do, then I would go like about 2 in, maybe 3, or 2-ish. And then just start diagonally placing this
Barefoot.
a couple over, and then just run it
It's
straight
almost unfair.
to this corner.
Oh well.
And then the briar will just be in this area. Life finds a way, everything will work just fine. And yeah, you can put spitters on these walls, especially if you get the stun card and stun them as they're walking and getting stuck under these gold traps. That's all a very big possibility. This one, yeah, but like I said, this is the one that if you want to do no barricades, this is the map to do it on. It's the easiest one to do it on. It's the easiest map. It's the first map in your endurance run. And yeah, you should have been able to find the skin and everything already on your own. It's really, I don't think this one needs much explanation. Next map.
I will defend.
Okay. This is another one where it was heavily debated how to actually defend it. Not really on the how, but where your kill tunnel should be. A lot of it was just right here. Me and one of the people I play with, we like to use under the stairs as the kill tunnel. This is our favorite spot for the kill tunnel. This is like our map. It could have the worst cards. It could have like the worst, I don't know what it's called. You know, what do they call it? Distortion. It could have the worst distortion, everything. We don't lose here. So if we're ever like, we just want to like get one more run in, we need to max out our skulls or whatever, this is the map. Like no matter the level, no matter the distortion, we're here. This is like our home basically. Okay. Block off this staircase. If you have Vaughn and he has traps near it, do more damage, then just put him at the top here. But for this, we're just gonna hurry and throw him down here. This is also one of the maps where we don't have to discuss what we're doing. Everyone just knows what they're doing. So we just watch what everyone's doing to make sure that we get every area done. Oops. And then this one's a must-have over here. Do it closer to the rail, and you'll be done. Okay. Now, you're basically done on a 10 skull run. You got your kill tunnel going. This will cover both sides when they're coming. But since we're not limited, we can do additional stuff like that. Then sometimes I'll like build this out to equal it or whatnot. Now, if I have double wide, then I will place the barricades here, force that door to go upstairs. Now, I don't want them to go through here. I don't know why. I'm really petty like that. So I put the barricades there and there and force them all to come through this way so I can place one briar right here, put up my flowers, and just make them all die right here to the briar. Also for Life Finds a Way. I'm going to reclaim these so I have the money to show traps. I placed some somewhere else, didn't I? Oh yeah, over here. And then we'll also force them to like stay hugging on this wall. So we'll like make this one solid block over to here. And honestly, if you do that and you have that right there, you can honestly just not worry about walling off or barricading off right here, but it's whatever. It's when you got double wide, you're not hurting for it. Okay. I didn't start with the trophies and the skin. Sorry, they are here. Skin will be over here. I believe it's Sophie's, if I remember right. It'll be right here. The trophy, this is another trophy where I didn't find, and I was screaming when I was shown where it was. It's going to be on the bookshelf back here. It'll be on this bookshelf. It made me, I was screaming. I don't remember exactly where. I think it was right here. I was screaming. Okay, I was ticked. I was beyond ticked. But so yeah, that's your kill tunnel. Also, what I would highly recommend doing, especially because your first 2-3 waves on a normal run will all come from the maze, is put your briar here, put some poison flowers out here because that's always good for the briar, and then you can put some gold up here. Now just get some gold going.
Never expect anything on the ceiling.
And then you can put a spitter trap. And then obviously if you double wide and you build this out all the way and have that blocked off, then you can put gold all along here. And this is just a giant death tunnel. Very nice. So just like the other maps, I'm not going to just change to the maze map. I'll just act like it's the way it is. Let me grab all my barricades. Okay, so yeah, I decided to just come to this one. Okay, your trophy gonna be up between this dude's legs up here. Just kind of like jump your way up. It'll be right here. That's your trophy spot. Okay, chest spots, I don't know, it could be here, it could be up there. I think this is the map that has like the chest spots that you can't quite reach unless you have vertical jumping and instead of the forward dash. Yep, right there. And then I think I've seen it like under there and then over here somewhere, like somewhere over here and then over here on these stairs. Okay, anyways, there's that. Barricades.
They won't get through here. They're too stupid.
So if you don't want to do these two, place that one there. Does the same thing. Okay. That's all you need, in my opinion. So what you're going to do is you're going to start you're going to put 2 gold here, and you're going to put down your briar right here. It'll grow. It'll cover everything. All doors are going to come through this point. So start here. It'll grow it. It'll get big. Put your spitters. Put your wallflowers if you got them. If you don't, put them in unused corners like that, or over here. You know, very, very easy spots. It's all pretty quick and self-explanatory, right? And then your main kill tunnel will be this one right here. Okay, and then if you want, you can continue it over to here. If I have double wide and everything, even without double wide, I can do this part. Put your 3 there, put the 1 there so they can step there and then block off the staircase. I would recommend maybe buying some blue ones if you need to, maybe a wave or 2 into it if you're doing the endurance run. I don't even know if there is an endurance for this map, but if you're doing it, then that forces them to go down the stairs and up and around here. And if I have double wide, then I'll obviously have like this spot blocked off too, so that they now have to come over to here and then come up. Just as many chances as possible to kill them. I'll also kind of zigzag this area. I will heavily zigzag this area. I'm going to remove some barricades to show you how. It's a very, very simple concept. Okay, very simple concept. It's easy, easy, easy. So I always just do wherever direction they're coming from, I make them walk farther. So I'll take 2 barricades, put 1 there and 1 there for double wide. And then since they're coming that way, I want to make them walk farther. So I'll put 1 barricade there, 1 barricade there. Now they have to walk up here, cross over, walk up here, and it continues. And I just continue that pattern throughout the entire thing. Just watch how they're walking, make them walk in a more annoying, time-consuming way.
They're not getting past this.
Like that. Then down here, yes, once again, as much of their time as I can consume. I don't remember if they'll get past that plot, so, you know, maybe offset it by 1. So then they're going to be walking like this, over to here, and they have to hug this wall, all trapped up, and then over to here, then across, and then up here, and then over here, and you get it. And then they go down and around and all the way over to here. Very simple, very easy. I feel like you can defend almost any run on this map pretty freaking well. Okay. And then obviously I have these offset from the hedges a little bit. That's so that I can put solar prisms like everywhere.
It's not going to work.
Okay, so I'm like, oop, put it. Why am I trying to do this? Whatever.
Nowhere is safe.
Do that and then do it over here. Yeah, so it's so you can put prisms in those spots and just stop flyers as they show up. And that's it for this map. Okay, so this is another, not heavily, but somewhat debated one. We do disagree on it. A lot of the double wide times, the build is, this is a must right here. Every single build agrees with that right there. Where they differ, some agree with doing this, and then this, and this is probably your best standard, to be honest. There you go. See, so I still have 6, so this will work even with the endurance run. That forces them to right here. This is now your kill tunnel. That's where that possibility ends. My personal favorite, and I've done this with and without double wide, because here's the issue with that. Okay, yeah, let me explain why I don't like that, actually. So when you have it like this, and yes, I do realize I forgot the trophy thing. Okay, you know, I'll do that real quick and then I'll explain. Okay, because a lot of you might just be here for trophies and stuff. The trophy on this map is on this little ledge right here. It's one of these two. I think it's this one. It'll be right here. The skin, I believe this is Kalos' morning skin, going to be up in that little spot up there. Okay. Honestly, I don't know how my brother found this one, but it's here. Right here. Okay. That's done. Chest, I don't know. It could be there. It could be over there. It could be up in that little windmill spot. I feel like more often than not, I find it right here. And then it It can be down in there, right there. I don't think I've ever seen it over here, but I just like to destroy these on my way over to this spot where it can be. And then it can be underneath right here against one of these walls. It can be under here, and that's where it is. Anyways, back to what I was saying. So making this into a kill hall works, and if you could even use 3 blue to block this off so they all have to come through right here, it works. Don't get me wrong, it does work. The reason I don't personally like to use it is because when this door opens, which I believe is on wave 2, or it could be from the beginning on Endurance, I don't fully remember, they're going to walk along here. I don't know why, but they do. They're going to walk along here, and then they're going to go underneath, and then they're going to go all the way around. It's a very weird route, but archers will stop right here and shoot your rift, and they'll stop on that side right there and shoot your rift. And you might be like, oh, floor traps, sometimes they stop on the stairs. Oh, ceiling traps, for some reason they just never seem to hit those archers. They'll hit everyone around them, not them. I don't know why. I hate it. So I started doing it like this instead, because it just drove me up a wall. I looked at the map, I stared at the map, and I was like, okay, where's every choke point possible on this map? There's that one. And then there's this one.
Go where I tell you now.
Now, if you, let me here and grab these 3. We're gonna say you haven't placed these 3 yet. This one can be a lot more complicated, and you are gonna have to use blue, but this is just what I personally like to do. So now they're not going to go up and around, but they can still go that way, right? So what you're going to have to buy blue for is you're going to have to lock off right here and right there. Can get them both. I don't really feel like you can, but if you can, you know, do it. You can figure out some way I've missed, do it.
Pretty stupid.
But my normal runs, that's it right there. And then they can come into right here and die. If I have double wide, I'll place barricades all along the floor, leaving the last one empty so that they can walk up. And I'll put one right here, so it forces them on like a little kill path with the barricades on both sides. You can push this one out if you want to. In fact, I would say use these 3 to do so.
Barricades.
You know,
Most useful tool in our arsenal.
I would say maybe do something like that, just to force them right here underneath the gold, and they'll just kind of hug that line, and then they turn that way. Now, the other strategy that people I've played with will like to do for this map is, I don't mind it. It works mainly if you have double wide. If you don't have double wide, this strategy most likely is going to be really rough for you to do. If you got double wide, it is a very, very nice little quick kill tunnel. The problem on most of these maps is how long it takes the orcs to get to die. They take forever to come die. You know, it gets really annoying. Oh, it's this there. Oh, alarm. Yay.
Get the orcs out of here.
Okay. This one gets a little complicated. Like I said, this is assuming you have double wide. Okay. I'm going to try my best to do it without double wide. So.
A barricade will keep them out.
So you have to block out that stair, because right here you're going to do this. And now they're going to come underneath this little ledge, and you can set up gold and turn this into a kill tunnel. And then if you really get creative, you can use your double wide to expand this out a little bit like that. And then you'll force them to walk along here underneath this gold right here, and then force them to cut back in sharp under here and walk under this gold. And you can turn this entire thing into just molten gold briar madness. Put a briar down here, it'll cover all the bottom, cover this section, Put one up on this corner, it'll spread all the way to the end. And then put one up on this corner, once again it'll spread all the way over. So those are the different kind of build ideas for this map. And yeah, the locations, and I think that's everything I at least know off the top of my head. Obviously you got all these undersides right here and over here. Do your ballista, get the archers. I think they're worth it personally. You do want to do solar prisms and ballista on this one archway first, because the most flyers feel like they come from that door right there.
Reloading.
So get that done fast. Just get it fast, why not? And anyways, next map.
Let's make them regret
I
this.
said next map, this is actually the last one I'm doing. Okay, so I think you have to have Mac for this one. I remember right. This one's a pain. Ren's skin is on that pillar out there. Yep. I believe that's where Ren's morning skin is. Out there. The trophy here drove me nuts, because one thing I like to do a lot, especially when I'm playing Kalos, is I like to find where you're not supposed to go on the map. I like to find ways to get out of the borders, etc., etc. I really enjoy doing that. I don't know why. So this one drove me nuts because I had been up there several hundred times. It's a very bare area. I should have noticed the trophy there, and yet I just never did. My brother's the one who noticed it instead of me. So here, and then it's somewhere like right here. I don't remember. It's either up on here or it's like down right here. It's in one of these spots right here. Yeah, I've been all over this. I've been up there. I have climbed on the telescope. Like I climbed all over this map. Right here is one of my favorite spots to actually climb up to, and I never noticed the trophy sitting here. If I remember right, it was one of the small ones, so I didn't beat myself up too much, but yeah, I should have noticed, and I never did. Okay, chest locations. And I'm not writing any of this down. This is literally all off the top of my head. The only thing written down is what maps I need to go to. So, could be here. So yeah, if you're like, man, he's missed a lot. Yeah, I probably have. And that's whatever. I'm not going to sweat it. Oh, hey, doggo. Doggo just woke up. What's up, upper? All right. Okay, yeah, so it can be right there. It can be back here by these plants. I was already kind of looking at where it could be in here. It could be up here on these shelves. It can be up there. Go up there. Maybe that's a bad jump. We'll go look. Yeah, so it can be up on these little shelves over there. It can be up here, which I don't know how you're going to get to if you have a forward dash hero. Good luck, I guess. I don't know. It can be right here. It can be down there. That's why I ran through here on my way up. Hi, doggo. You're so cute. It can be over here.
1 sec, I'm out.
I don't think I've ever seen it on these little circular platforms, but for some reason I keep remembering it being there. Don't know why. I think it can be over here, and it can be, yeah, like right there. Oh, I'm not 100% positive where it is now. The chest stuff, like, it's like, just go look. Like, do you really need to know all the set locations to check them off one by one? Just go check it out. Or the maps. That's how you find all this stuff. I think, yeah, right there. Let's see, I think I remember somewhere in this general vicinity, but it's over here. The rift point. Yay! Once again, if you're doing chests and stuff, I would have Van open it, because once again, if it's rift points, it's double for him. I think I said that at the beginning of the video. I didn't say it here. I don't want to walk all the way up. Also, Vaughn's nice because you can have him just place these in these lower areas and get up fast. Okay, building here. When the rift corruption's over here, it's not a kill runner or runner killer, whatever. What, you know. It doesn't kill your run. It sucks to deal with. Okay. Okay. So you're out right there. This is where I would be like, buy some blue. Okay. For this door, you want to get them under the same gold and Deathtrap stuff because you only got so much of it, right?
This barricade.
So sometimes I'll like do that, make it go this way, make it a really tight corner. Sometimes I'll leave it more open. I don't think it honestly matters terribly. We're gonna do it like that for this though, because I'm gonna show you what I do. If I have double wide, obviously briar patch here. Okay, acid here. If you want to put briar patch here, you could. I say just use that one and let it grow on all the doors. Put one on the corner right here, like that, so it can grow to this entire thing. And then just count one over, and you're done. That'll get briars all over. If you want to put some lower down, you can. Not needed, but you can. Hang on. Let me see if I got some treats. Doggo's going nuts. He's like, give me a snack, please. I'm so fluffy. I've earned it. Where? Okay. Now he's chewing. Okay. So yeah, it's very straightforward, very simplistic. Once again, flowers, you can put them in these corners, or if you have the wall, put them on a couple walls. Have spitters all throughout here. If I have double wide, the first thing I do is I do this.
Go where I tell you now.
Now you can already see what it's doing with their silhouettes, or the ghosts, or whatever they call them, running. It's going to cause them to have to run all the way up here, all the way back down and around, and to here. To get to the rift. It's a super long path, right? And you can put, like, there's more room for death tunnels up here. You can put briars, acid traps, turrets, molten gold, whatever you want up here. You can absolutely layer the crap out of this map if you get double wide. I think also with double wide, I'll just start doing like I've said on a lot of them, a spiral around the point. I'll do that, do this, and then I'll just keep it running and just keep them running in a circle for as long as I can. Give as many opportunities to kill as I can. Obviously, that's kind of the point, right? With the fences, I know some people who, oh my word, sorry about that. I know some people who like to put molten gold mixed with ballisti right here. So they'll have like a gold far forward as they can.
Let's give them a little surprise from above.
Then a ballisti behind.
They're not getting through this.
I personally just do 8 ballista, whatever. I just do 8. And then for here, if you really want to just cram them all in, you can go over 4, forward 3, then 4.
Let's see what damage this
And this works for everything, and then you'll have 2 in between. The reason I like this is because it leaves that corner too, so you'll have like little corner ones, and you can just deck this completely out as you move throughout the mission. Oddly enough, Vaughn's affects all traps, like all traps near the rift do double damage. It doesn't count for these ceiling ones. I don't know if it would count for a molten gold, but I know it doesn't count for the ice ballista, so whatever. But yeah, so that's essentially it. And then if you still got some double wide left over, or if you don't want to do a whole spiral thing going on over there, you think that's enough, something you can do is turn this into a fun little, force them to continue walking.
You're too stupid.
And then just line it with acid traps and stuff. I think that's about, yeah, that's about usually how far it gets. So yeah, that's it. That's the whole, it's every map. How long is it? Oh wow, hour 30 minutes. Nice. Yep. Okay, so that's it for this video. I don't really know why I made this video. I just thought about doing it one day just because, I don't know, just because, I guess. Anyways, I hope this helps somebody at some point. figuring out something in this game. Leave a like, a dislike, however you're feeling. Leave a comment if you want to say something. And best way to support the channel is just to subscribe and keep watching. I don't know if I'm ever going to really put up videos about this game. I think that they are mainly, if I ever am playing it, it's going to be live on my Twitch or on my Kick. I don't know. I'm currently on Twitch. I don't know. Whatever. When I'm live. Let's just say that. When I'm live. That's when I'll do endurance runs or just a normal run, no school, 5 school, whatever. Yeah. Yeah, I got nothing else. Have a good one.